The Visitation, Julia, by V.E.M. Forward. Most of you know my wife, Julia, and I were deeply bonded. Best friends, companions. She was my other half, the better half, I would say. There are those who say that romantic love cannot endure forever. Some would outright judge it and slander such a love. I pray, may God vindicate and reproof. Julia was a very devout woman. She bowed down on her knees every day before her God to pray and worship. She visited many different churches to assess each one before choosing one to be baptized in, a couple years before her death. She'd long ago devoted herself to God, but wanted to be immersed. Before her death, before we knew she was sick, she started having dreams about sitting on a swing set on a mountain with God, a man in white with a head like a shining star of light, looking out over a sylvan and pastoral valley called Sanctuary. Julia was a sensitive. She saw things, heard things, felt things very powerfully, but she was very grounded and wise, tolerant. She always tried to see both sides of any argument. She was not a chatty type, but when she did speak, it usually had meaning, and in philosophical discussions, usually to chime in with some grounding bit of wisdom. Relationships are very difficult in the world, harder than ever to find committed and enduring partners in the modern era, who accept you and stand with you through thick and thin, hell or high water. So I cherish what we had. In life we swore eternal love to one another, affirming that vow not long before her death. I've had many very lucid and powerful encounters with her over the years since she passed on, where she's often standing in illumination, a place she called, in one such vision, the recess, radiant and rather silent, making it clear she'll be there when it is my time. We knew the moment we met years ago that we'd been together in many lifetimes, but we were both looking forward to the higher road hereafter. The most powerful encounter I had with Julia was recent, about a year ago. The encounter. I was sleeping during the day. I'm non-24. On the bed where I sleep is in the exact spot where she passed on. My entire body stiffened in fear as something awoke me by pressing up against my back. At first I thought it might be the cat, but it was too big, like someone had crawled into bed with me and was enveloping me. My mind reeled, but rather than jump up and grab my Second Amendment, I became aware of soft, warm light and a scent that was distinct, like baby's breath flowers. I was enveloped by this, the presence with it, and shifted, turned, and saw her there, Julia, as plain and tangible and real as any person can be, but entirely made as if of warm golden white light, serene. No longer a woman in her 50s, she was young and beautiful in an ethereal way, her face full of love and peace. She said nothing, but just held me, cradled me to her, as if I was a child, and I felt her love filling me, with me, steadfast. I am here, spoken deeply and profoundly, without verbiage. I had so many questions. The longing to be with her is so overpowering at times, as if half of me has been missing for a long while. She could not answer questions like, how long, but simply transmitted that, despite all my fears and flaws, God loves me, she loves me, and that everything was going to be all right, that I am forgiven in eternity for what is done in time. That the journey has meaning, and that things are meant to be as they are, and that when my time is done, that we'll be together, reunited. That we really are not parted anyway, that in spirit, in truth, we are always together and always have been, two halves of one whole. This in no way felt like a dream. It was completely tangible and real. She was solid. I could feel her touch. She even flirted with me, which was funny, before fading away. Now, being me, though I am a believer, I am also skeptical, and I doubt my worthiness constantly. But looking there beside me on the bed, there was a tiny little loop made of tissue that was left behind. I did not make it, not sure how it could make itself. Very simple. Even a spirit might be able to will it into shape with focus and energy. That's my belief anyway. Anyone who is into the paranormal investigations know that spirits require a great deal of energy to affect the physical plane, and so creating a tiny little tissue ring, sort of like an aurora borealis, probably took her a lot of time and focus. I knew at once, knowing how I am, the way I pick things apart, that she made sure to leave something that was tangible as a sign that it had truly all happened. The symbol is clear, 2 as 1, as in the double-headed raven, a loop with 2 ends, forming like the ring that is a serpent with 2 heads. I keep this in a special place on my altar with the wedding ring. Now for me, this was absolutely real, a defining event. For the person who poo-pooed our relationship recently in a tarot reading, casting it as dark because it's attachment and I'm holding her here to this plane and all this very dark imagery that was used. Well, for those type of people who won't accept such things, for those who see all things as like this as just being the nervous system or psychology, well, there's nothing really that can be said. It is as it is. Anyway, I hope this story helps, encourages, holds some kind of positivity for people. God be with you. Peace be unto you.